Everybody, this is Josh, and today I'm going to show you how to make an N95 particulate mask out of some common items that you can find at the store. We are currently running low on N95 masks for our healthcare workers, and that includes my wife and I. So in the last couple of days, my wife and I have been working pretty hard to come up with a design that would pass a fit test, and we achieved that today. So I would like to get this video out and start having people that are stuck in isolation able to do something and help us out so we can keep caring for the sick and keep ourselves healthy. I've converted my kitchen table into my mask building area and taught myself how to use my daughter's sewing machine here in the last couple days. This right here is it's actually an air conditioning filter. This one has a MERV rating of 13, and in order for these to work as N95s, there needs to be a MERV rating of 13 or higher. So I've ordered in some 16s that I'm going to make the masks with. That's the best one that we can get. But for right now, we'll use this material, and I'll show you how to make them. This is one filter, and it expands out pretty far, and you can get several masks out of it. I double layered them. I tried a double layer and a triple layer, and they both passed the fit test today. So they're both good to use during this crisis. These masks are actually pretty easy to make. I just made a square. It's 7 inches by 7 inches, which is approximately, if we're going to double this up, it is I think right around 20 of the pleats here, if you count them up. So I'm going to count it up, and then I'm going to just put it on this and measure it out. And then what I like to do is bunch it all together and then just stick it on my pattern and cut it all bunched together. It gives you a nice straight line. Then I fold it in half and then run a seam around it, or a hem, and just to close up the sides and to keep this from bunching up while I'm trying to work with it. So I just count them 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. And then I'm going to lay it across and cut it off. So now I have it here, and I just laid it straight across here. I'm going to cut it on this end, right in line with my pattern. And so this is what it looks like. And then when I double it up, then it's going to create that square that I was after. That 7 by 7. So now I'm going to take it over, and I'm going to run a hem on it, on all 4 sides of it. Now the material here, I have it doubled up, and I'm going to go down each side and just encompass out this whole thing with 1 stitch around it. main thing to keep in mind when doing the hem is to keep it on the outside, because we want this part to be up against the face, because every single place that the needle goes through, it leaves a hole. So the outer part has to seal onto the face, so that way we're breathing through the inner part here, and that way particles aren't coming through these holes, because then it makes the mask useless. I cut an 18 gauge wire about 2 inches long, and I'm going to put that in the hem on the folded over part, so that way, because there's a pocket right here. So I'm going to poke a little hole and insert this, and that'll allow for the crimping up at the nose. Also, when I cut the wire, I made sure to use my wire snips that make a squared off end, so that way it doesn't have any sharp point to it, so it won't work its way out and poke through the mask. I put a little slit in right there, fed the wire in, and then I put some more stitching at the end of the wire on both sides, so it won't migrate back and forth. So here I'm putting a pleat in. I'm actually going to put 3 pleats on the side. To put a pleat in, all you do is fold it over. I like to fold it down away from the nose piece. That way it's not sticking up, catching stuff in this little pocket. And I bring it down at an angle, and that makes it to where it forms better to the face. There, I got it sticking out the right way. Okay. And then I just run a straight stitch over the top of my hem. I don't want to get over here, because again, I don't want to poke holes in the face mask itself. Okay, and that's the first hem. So this is what it looks like with the 3 pleats on one side. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And then I like to put 2 pleats down at the bottom to make an area that'll hold in the chin and make a good seal there. So what it looks like after the pleats are done. 3 pleats on each side. This is what it looks like with 3 pleats down the sides, and then 1 or 2 on the bottom, and to create a seal for the chin. And now you can see it's starting to shape up like a mask. And then I'll put straps on it. They come off the corners, and they come straight off the corners, just in the same direction that the mask is pointing at each corner. And that makes it to where this seals very nice. We tried elastic, and it also passed the fit testing. The tie is just a little more comfortable. For now, I'm using some of this tape, which is a fabric, and it creates a pretty nice tie. If I start running low on these, then I'm going to just fold over some fabric and sew ties. But I just sew these on just like this, and it creates a very nice tie that stays tied. They're not too slick. I cut each string at about 14 inches. When you apply them to the mask, make sure they get put on to the outside of the mask, not the inside. If it goes inside, then you're going to create a leak in your mask. And again, be mindful of how far in past your hem that you're stitching, so that way you don't punch a bunch of holes in your mask. So keep them up in the corners. Here's a mask with all 4 ties on it. And it's complete. Thank you for your support. Bye.